Yeah! What's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here for a very late night video right here on Kill O Demon 66. Thank you all for watching this video. Make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below, subscribe to my other channels, all the links down below. Friend me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Links to those down below as well. Alright, I'm going to try to keep this short as possible. I'm going to try to keep my voice down because people are sleeping. Shh. So, it is time for your Elite Night, Monday night review for January the 12th, 2015. And it was an okay show, not the greatest, but it was what it was. We started with clips shown of the Authority coming back on Raw and John Cena Appreciation Night. Then it shows Triple H and Stephanie and Ryback, Dolph Ziggler, and Eric Rowan as they celebrate, and Cena's in disbelief. And what's going to happen tonight? Well, we go to the ring, we hear that idiot John Cena. It comes out and says it's good to be back in New Orleans, which hosted WrestleMania 30. And he says Bourbon Street is a place where you can act a fool. Yeah, he's been there a few times. So anyway, he mentions the Authority being back in power last week, and he talks about choosing his friend Edge over seeing him get hurt. And he talks about Triple H being a 13-time champion and a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yeah, 2016. So he says Triple H will be remembered for being a backstabbing sociopath and make everybody's lives miserable. So then he brings up Ryback, Dolph Ziggler, and Eric Rowan getting fired last week, and he asks the fans if they'd like to see them tonight. Well, if they like Dolph Ziggler, the fans cheer. Then he asks them if all of them should have been fired last week. The fans are like, no. Then he asks them one more question, if they want to see them in the ring tonight. And of course, the fans cheer like the marks they are. So Cena says the fans have spoken, and he tells us we have a voice, and to get on social media and put in hashtag Authority sucks, which most people did, but I put Authority rules, so fuck you, Cena. He says if they can't hear or see it, it makes them deaf, blind, and stupid. I mean, the Authority. Then he says he has a plan B, and he hypes up the pay-per-view match with Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins for the WWE title. He says he's gonna win the title at the pay-per-view, and then when the Rumble's over, he's gonna be in the ring saying, "The champ is here!" And he says it will be at that very moment he'll say, "You can see me." And he says he's gonna take the title, go home, just like Brock did, and wait until the Authority gives Rowan, Ryback, and Dolph Ziggler their jaws back next week. So he had a cold. Then the Authority comes out. Yes. Stephanie and Triple H. Stephanie says that Cena isn't listening to himself and says hashtag Authority sucks is so not original. And she talks about Rowan, Ziggler, and Ryback sitting at home, and they should be happy to see him win the title and go home with the title. He says Cena is making a noble sacrifice for them, and then Triple H says he expected more from John. Says he knew the stipulations and the consequences that would come out of it at Survivor Series. He says Cena plotted a mutiny, and he said if they lost, the members of the team would be fired. I mean, Triple H said that would be fired, but Cena made them go to battle knowing full well to be fired anyway. But his team won, the Authority was out of power, but they didn't cry, they didn't rest on their laurels, and they took it like men, and then came back because the Authority always wins. Then Stephanie says that Stephanie says Seth used Cena by exploiting his weakness. Yeah. Using his best friend to get him over. Then she says that Cena is selfish and all about himself. That's true. And he had to save Edge to bring the Authority back. Then she says a hero doesn't turn his back on his teammates. And she says that they will give Cena the opportunity to be a hero again. And they didn't want to fire those guys last week, but unlike Cena, they keep their promises. Then she asks the fans if Ryback, Dolph Ziggler, and Eric Rowan should get their jobs back. Of course, the fans cheer. And she says if they want them back and the fans want them back, how much does Cena want them back? Then she says Cena can be the hero tonight, and all he has to do is win his match. And Cena says, I wonder what match you're going to put me in. 5-on-1, 6-on-1, the entire roster against me. And then Triple H says, well, if you win, all of them get their jobs back, just like that. But if he loses, they stay fired. So he makes the match between John Cena and good old Mr. Money in the Bank Seth Rollins, but not in a steel cage. It's a lumberjack match. So he brings out all the lumberjacks, and guess what? They're all heels. So it's basically a Seth Rollins and company with the being lumberjacks against John Cena, and that match happens right now. So I give the first 7 3.5 out of 5 stars. Good way to hype up the show. So we get to the lumberjack match, and it wasn't that bad, but mostly it was just Seth Rollins and the lumberjacks, which were Kane, Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, Big Show, Titus O'Neil. I think Fandango was there. Bad News Barrett. J&J Security, of course, were there. And so they're standing around the ring, and Cena started off in control, and then Seth got control back. Cena comes back, Seth sends him to the outside, and the lumberjacks start beating the crap out of him. I mean, Cesaro did the giant swing of doom right into the barricade. But Cena, as always, comes back with his super Cena strength. Sends Seth to the outside, but the lumberjacks don't even touch him. You know this is going. Then Bad News Barrett gets involved, trips Cena. Seth continues the assault, but Cena comes back, does his 5 moves of bullshit. He goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle, but Seth tries to kick him, but Cena counters into the Blue Thunder Bomb. Hits the 5-knuckle shuffle, then the AA, and he's going for the pin, but the lumberjacks save him from the pin, but Cena dives onto all of them in a nice little spot. Rolls Seth in, gets 2.5. Rollins then gets a roll up after a distraction for 2, then hits a short super kick for 2 3/4, and he goes up to the top, but Cena crotched him, and Seth then tries for a sunset flip bomb. Cena blocks it. Seth then hits Snake Eyes and gets another near fall, 2 7/8, and just Cena wouldn't die. But Cena comes back, he gets a near fall, and they start going back and forth with punches. Yay boo, yay boo. Cena goes for the AA, Seth counted into a kick to the gut. Then he hits a diamond dust, or flip over sliced bread, if you want to call it, for another near fall. It was like this close. It was like an inch away from a victory. And Seth then tries to go for a splash in the corner. He missed. Cena hits the AA, but Seth was near the ropes, and J&J Security pulls Cena out. And they start beating up on Cena on the outside. Yes. And they bring him in. Seth looks for the curb stomp. He missed. Cena locks in the STF, but Kane's trying to get Seth to grab the ropes, and he grabs the ropes. The referee's admonishing him, even though it's a no DQ match. Dummy. Then Seth blocks another attempt at the STF, and Big Show pulls Cena out, knocks him out with the WDM knockout punch, and he throws him back in the ring. Seth covers him for the pin. Yes. So Seth Rollins has 2 wins under his belt against John Cena. That's good. Actually, he does it. No, he has 2. I was right, because Cena won the tables match. So Seth has 2 wins over Cena right now. Can you make it 3 at the pay-per-view? We'll see what happens. So I give the match 3.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, we find out that later we're going to see Cena and Seth again, but this time with Brock Lesnar for the contract signing. So that should be exciting. Then we're going to hear from Daniel Bryan. Yes! Speaking about the Royal Rumble later on tonight. Alright, we go to commercial. We come back with Stephanie McMahon backstage with Dean Ambrose and the Usos. And she gets in the Usos' face, and she gets their names mixed up. How do you do that? I mean, I know they're twins, but how can you get the Bella twins mixed up too? No, I couldn't, because I know Nikki has the big tits. I can tell the Bella twins apart. Maybe the Blossom twins I couldn't tell apart, but that's just me. So she wants to address some comments that they made on SmackDown, and she said that Naomi's going to compete in a match tonight with one arm tied behind her back, and then she says the Usos also, they're not going to be involved in that match. Then she addresses Dean Ambrose. She says he's a threat to himself, because he was in the ambulance match, and he went to the hospital, and he checked himself out. last week on his own, and then a doctor walks in, actor, and says that the doctor's going to be evaluating Ambrose tonight, and if he doesn't pass the evaluation, he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble. Yeah, right. So Ambrose leaves with the doctor, and we get some funny as fuck segments from these doctors. But this segment I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go to a Miz and Damien Mizdow promo, and they talk about the Golden Globes, and Miz says that George Clooney got the Cecil B. DeMille Award and wants to thank him for his award. He says George can get a Slammy if he tried hard enough. Okay, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. And then we go to the first segment with Dean Ambrose and the doctor, and the doctor says he wants to know what makes Ambrose's clock tick, and we see a little alarm clock, and Ambrose's like, well. So he tells Ambrose to sit back, relax, and reflect, and the doctor turns on the alarm clock, and Ambrose is like hypnotized, I guess, from the clock. I don't know, but it was kind of funny. So I give it 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, match number 2, the New Day of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston taking on the Master of the Universe, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. This match sucked. Kofi attacks Cesaro to start, takes out Tyson Kidd, but Tyson and Cesaro come back, so beating the crap out of Kofi. They get 2 after the leg drop, then Kofi tries to come back with a roll-up with Cesaro and Tyson. Cesaro breaks it, he locks in the giant swing of doom, and tags in Tyson, and he swings Kofi around, and then Tyson hits the dropkick, and I'm like, KOS-1! What? Chris Hero does not approve. So, I guess they, Cesaro had to teach Tyson Kidd how to do the KOS-1. Now, all he needs to do is the UFO, and I'll be really pissed. Oh. Seeing the KOS-1, I had to mark out for that, I'm sorry. So, they pin Kofi, and Xavier Woods comes in to save the match, and then Tyson starts beating up on Kofi. Kofi comes back, taking out both of the heels. Then he gets the hot tag to Xavier Woods, who takes out Tyson Kidd, hits the handspring, whatever he calls it, on Tyson. Then Adam Rose, who was at ringside with Natalya, caused a distraction, but Big E came around the ring, knocked him down. Then Xavier counters a Tyson Kidd roll up for 2. Then Kofi and Xavier hit this stupid finisher. I think it's called the Midnight Ride. I don't know what it's called. I could care less. And they get the win. So I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. I really could care less. Alright, after that we have Michael Cole, JBL, and Booker T, sucker! Talking about Randy Savage, Macho Man in the Hall of Fame. Ooh, yeah, dig it! I marked out when I heard this news today at work. I freaking went nuts. I was telling everybody at work, Macho Man's in the Hall of Fame, brother, yeah! Now, I am glad. I would do another video about the Macho Man, but I'm probably going to save that for later. Probably at the end of this week or early next week, because I'm going to do like my best moments of the Macho Man, Randy Savage, ooh, yeah! And I think when I have enough money, I'm going to go get that Macho Man DVD. Want to watch it so bad because I'm a big Macho Man fan. Ever since he debuted in well, not debuted, when I saw him at WrestleMania 3. I did see him at WrestleMania 1 when he fought George Animal Steel, but I wasn't a fan of his. I was booing his ass. But I became a fan at WrestleMania 3 in that epic freaking match he had with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Probably the greatest Intercontinental title match I've seen at a WrestleMania in a long. Well, I would say WrestleMania 10 with Shawn Michaels and HBK in the first ever ladder match. That was good. I don't think I've ever seen another good Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania. I'm trying to think, but I'll have to come to me later. We're gonna hear that announcement coming up. That leads to a teaser video of Randy Savage and his illustrious career, and some wrestlers doing some lame ass impressions. Roman Reigns almost got it to a T, but I mean, we see like John Cena even doing it. It was horrible. Paige was doing it, horrible. The Bella Twins were doing it, horrible. Santino, horrible. The New Day, horrible. If you're gonna do it right, okay? Please. And there's only one man who can actually do it right, and that's Jay Lethal and me. Ooh, yeah! Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah! I hate when people try to impersonate me, but only Peter Gilmore can do it. He's funky like a monkey. Too sweet to be sour. The Tower of Power on YouTube. Thank you, Randy. Thank you. Such praise from the man upstairs. But anyway, I digress. Alright, then we get clips shown of the Colts doing the Ric Flair-like celebration after their big win against Denver yesterday. So that was pretty exciting. For the Colts, if you're a Colts fan, I'm not a Colts fan, I'm a Niner fan, but I could care less. Excuse me. Then we found out that next week is Raw Reunion, and we're going to see Hulk Hogan brother, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Woo! Ric Flair and, hey yo, it's Scott Hall. You know, amongst others, we'll probably see maybe, I would think maybe Sergeant Slaughter and Rosa might be there. Wait, no, you're not a Hall of Famer. Okay. How you doing today, Rosa? I know.
You put away your clothes.
You weren't ready.
The clothes is ready.
Now we're ready.
You were ready there since I fell asleep.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so that should be exciting next week. Maybe we'll see a, Roddy Piper, might be there. Ricky Steamboat might be there. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, then we get to a Big Show promo. And, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hear two bad promos in a row, this was the promo to look at. So Big Show comes out. He says, whoever said all men were created equal wasn't a giant. He says, being a giant has its perks. You're at the top of the food chain and things come easy. Then the fans start chanting, you sold out. You sold out. And then Joe bashes the fans, saying they are at the shallow end of the pool. And says things come easy for him. And he says the fans were nervous at their first day on the job. But he mentions his first day on the job. He beat Hulk Hogan brother for the WCW title. I believe that was in '96. I believe, when he was in the Dungeon of Doom with Kevin Sullivan. God bless his mighty soul. And he calls the fans losers who can't help themselves, and the world doesn't want competition, and what competition is good for America. So that kind of hypocrite himself, I don't know. He says deep down the fans don't want competition, and he talks about the new guy coming to the job, trying to, steal your spot. My spot, dog spot, their spot, but my spot! He didn't do that. I wish we did. That would be funny. So he talks about Roman Reigns and this whole feud that's going on. He says it's not competition. He says Roman is WWE's version of the New York Knicks. Go Big Show. Love that line. He says that he's gonna knock out Roman, and Roman's gonna go on a losing streak just like the Knicks have lost 15 in a row. God. And be a loser like the fans. And he says he's gonna dominate the WWE. So he calls Roman a loser, and the fans cheer for him, then they are losers themselves. So Roman Reigns comes out, and he cuts the worst promo ever. I mean, if you saw SmackDown, it is Sylvester the Cat-like promo. This was worse. He goes on and on about, he says that, Big Show leaves because he's a chicken. And Roman says, where you going, Show? I thought I was a threat. But I don't want you to take my spot. And he talks about, how he when he was 12, he remembered Big Show beating Hogan for the WCW title. Then he tells a story about a giant. Basically tells the same story about Jack and the Beanstalk, but in his version. Really? Vince, you got nothing else for this fucker? Really? You have to go for the freaking children's stories and cartoons? What's next? You gonna talk about Voltron? Well, I gave him an idea. Great. So Roman says that it was a little boy named Roman, and he says he had a magic pea, sprouted a giant beanstalk. Peas don't sprout. That's beans, idiot. He says he climbed the beanstalk and found the golden goose laying golden coins. That's eggs, dickhead. He says he found the giant. It says he kicked the giant's teeth down his throat. And then Roman prepared for the fight of his life, but the giant ran away like a coward, proving he's the only loser in the kingdom. And he calls Show a loser, and basically he was gonna whip his ass. So that was it. So I gave that whole segment 2 out of 5 stars. It was fucking horrible. And then Luke Harper comes out, and they have the third match of the night, and Big Show stays at ringside. Match was okay. Harper was beating the crap out of Roman Reigns through most of this match. But as usual, Roman comes back, with his super Roman strength. and hits a blue thunder bomb, on like John Cena for 2, and he goes for the Superman punch, but Big Show distracted him, and Harper uses this as a distraction, hits a wicked side slam for a near fall. Roman then wakes up, hits a Superman punch out of nowhere, but Harper rolled to the outside. And then Roman goes around the ring, hits the running dropkick on the apron, and then Big Show tried to get involved, but Roman kicked him off. And Harper hits a sick super kick for a near fall. He goes for the discus clothesline from hell, but Roman hits a spear out of nowhere for the win. So, give the match 3 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Big Show attacks Roman Reigns after the bell, and then he knocks him out. So, I guess they're going to have a match at the Royal Rumble, or it's just type for them being in the Royal Rumble. So, we'll see what happens from there. Alright, after that, we get clips shown of the Lumberjack match. Seth won. And we go to another segment with Miz and Sandow talking about the Golden Globes again. And he says that Sandow has a project in the works, and Sandow actually has mic time for once. He says he set up cameras in Miz's house showing his daily life, and it's going to be called Manhood. Oh, God. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. I just love Sandow, and he's just great. Give him the world. Fuck. Give him a title already. Just get him away from Miz, please. It's just annoying. Alright, match number 4, your bathroom breakup match of the night. Naomi with one arm tied behind her back, taking on Alicia Fox. This match sucked. But Naomi, give her credit. She fought with one arm behind her back, but Alicia was just too much for her. She beats her with the axe kick a la Booker T, sucker! And she wins. Whoop-de-damn-do. So I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to another segment with the Doctor and Dean Ambrose. This time the Doctor shows pictures to him, and he's like, Thursday! No. So he shows pictures of Triple H. He says, whatever comes to your mind. First thing comes to your mind. Shows a picture of Triple H. He says Triple H has irritable bowel syndrome. Pooping out his ass. He says Seth is a scumbag. Roman is the rub out. I think that's what he said. I couldn't get it. He sees a picture of Kane. He calls him Two-Faced. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! And then the last picture is Stephanie, and he goes, Ho! So it was a pretty funny segment. I love Dean Ambrose, even though they're probably gonna turn him heel. It kind of sucks, but maybe make him more into a lunatic that he already is. So I give it 3.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to the ring with a segment from the World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar, and he comes up with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman says his usual stick. My name is Paul Heyman. And he says he's happy to be back in the same city where Brock beat The Undertaker streak at WrestleMania 30. He says it was the rise of the Beast, and he says that Lesnar doesn't dwell on the past, but if he did, Heyman runs down his accomplishments, youngest WWE champion, IWGP champion, all that other good shit. And he says nobody can ever attain it or ever duplicate it. And Heyman says he loves to dwell on the past and reminds us that Brock conquered the Undertaker streak 282 days later, days ago, 280 days later, it still eats at the fans' heart. The Taker streak is still relevant. It's still, still topic. He said that's what Brock does, and he loves, and he said that Brock loves when the concept of then, now, and forever by the WWE runs up against the reality of Brock. He said Taker streak was fantasy, Brock is reality. Cena's gimmick, fantasy, Brock is reality. Then he talks about Seth Rollins being the face of the WWE. And he asks the question, is it fantasy or reality? I guess we're going to find out at Survivor Series. But not Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. Botch. Then he hypes the Rumble match for the WWE title, and then the contract signing at the end of the show. He says Brock will explain to them the difference between fantasy and reality. Face to face, the curb-stomping face. So, we'll see what happens at the end of the show in that contract signing. And you know how contract signings end, ladies and gentlemen. Not good. So I get that 3.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, match number 5, Jey Uso taking on The Miz. This match was anything to write home about. Miz started off strong, hits his patent and clothesline in the corner. He missed an accidental shot off the top rope. Trying to get my words right. As Jey gains control. Then he slams The Miz, and Sandow does his usual acting. It was great. Then Jey hits a crossbody for 2. Hits a smoking drop. He looks for the Rikishi butt splash in the corner. He hits it, gets 2.5. Then Miz kicks Jey in the thigh as he was in the corner. He tries for the figure 4, but Jey rolls him up for a near fall. Then Sandler tries to help The Miz, but Jimmy pulls Mizdow out. Because he was trying to get him in, and Jimmy pulled him out. Miz then hits the Skull Crusher finale off the distraction for the win. So, what are you gonna do? So I guess Miz and Sandler are gonna get another tag title shot. Do I really think the Ascension should have that? But I digress. All right, got a little bit more to go. Okay. All right, then we get to Daniel Bryan's promo, and he says that he's in a familiar place, that he's in the same place he won the WWE title WrestleMania 30. So he mentions like 2 weeks ago he declared he was back and he was going to be back for the Royal Rumble, but tonight his intentions are to win the Royal Rumble, go to WrestleMania 31, and face the WWE Champion, whoever that might be, Brock. He doesn't care what the Authority has to say, and then Stephanie comes out and she says that Bryan's not physically fit, so she gives him her DVD of her fitness program, which you all should buy. Not that I bought it, but I really do want to buy it because I want to see Stephanie's. He talks about the city has had memories for them, and they talk about WrestleMania 30 some more. And she agrees that Bryan made history by beating Triple H, winning the title, proving them wrong. But then reality sunk in, and then she shows a video of from April 2014. I think it was like it was right before Extreme Rules when Kane destroyed him with those 3 tombstones, and basically that's what ended his what led to Bryan being out for like almost a year. She said that an A+ player wins at WrestleMania and stays on top. And she mentions Bryan's surgeries and all his setbacks, and the fans believe in him and they want to write the next chapter in his life. And she says that he can overcome the odds. Brie believes in him, but asks if he even believes in himself and if he wants to do it all over again. Bryan says, yes! And he wants Steph to do the yes chant, and this is her DVD, and calls her a ho! Then he says he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth, he had a scratching claw to get to the top, and he's not going to stop fighting no matter what the Authority does to him. And he says the fans will do the same. Then he says he will go through the Royal Rumble match until they prove them wrong again. And then Steph says that since Bryan wants to fight so bad, his comeback match will be on SmackDown against the man that put him out, Kane. So Kane comes out. Bryan hits a drop kick into the ropes. But Kane sends Bryan to the steps hard, starts kicking him. He looks to end, give him another tombstone on the steps, but Bryan somehow slithers away. Try to say that 5 times fast. And sends Kane to the post, starts beating up on Kane. The refs come out, and as they're trying to get him out, Bryan hits knee plus to the face of Kane, goes into the barricade. He goes in the ring and he hits a suicide dive. I'm like, no! Because I thought he's supposed to like limit his moveset and he can't do like suicide dives anymore because I don't fuck up his neck. What are you doing, Bryan? So it was exciting. So I guess it was a little hype going into the SmackDown match on Friday. Bryan will probably win anyway. So it was pretty good. I liked the segment. It was kind of funny. So I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Just to beat down after that. All right, then we see Seth Rollins talking to JJ Security in the back. And then Brock Lesnar comes in and starts smiling at him. And Lesnar asks if Rollins is the guy who beat John Cena earlier tonight. Rollins said that he's the future of the WWE, and they have a stare down. And Lesnar says he decides when the future begins. And then Paul Heyman comes in and says, hold up, guys. Maybe the two of them could take Cena out the Royal Rumble. So maybe they're kind of plotting something between them, and hopefully nothing bad happens between them. So I want to see both of them kill Cena, just put him out of the match. That's just me. Alright, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, match number 6, Paige taking on Brie. This match sucked. Typical Divas boring match. Paige beats the crap out of Brie to start. Brie comes back, hits some knees to the face, a missile dropkick off the second rope. And then Paige comes back, starts building some momentum, but she gets distracted by Tyson Kidd, who was out there for support with Natalya. And Brie rolls her up with a schoolgirl for the pin. So I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Paige slaps that taste out of Tyson's mouth, and only Natalya just chuckles us. You got owned. So I don't know what is leading. I really could care less. All right, then we see Cena in the back thinking, I think I suck. I know I suck. I really do suck. That's what he was thinking about. Alright, after that we see clips shown of the ambulance match from last week with Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose, where Bray won the match, sending Dean to the hospital. That leads to a Bray Wyatt promo, and I didn't get much of it, but basically he said that he's going to be in the Rumble match with 29 men. He says whatever he does will change our world, and he's the prisoner that's going to be let out of his cage, and that we all should run. So basically, a little hype promo for him being in the Royal Rumble, and that's it. Hopefully he wins, but I doubt it. So I give it a bit of 5 stars. Alright, then we get another Macho Man Randy Savage promo. Oh, yeah. Alright, after that, we get to match number 7. The Ascension taking on 2 jobbers. This match lasted 2 freaking minutes. It was boring. We see like a little promo from them. They say that they're better than Demolition, better than the Powers of Pain, and better than the Road Warriors. I was like, please don't say, what a joke. This tag team is a joke. You know, I had so much high praise for them getting on the roster. It took them freaking months to get on the roster, and they just lay an egg. Basically, you know what happens. You know, they hit the 4-man on these 2 jobbers. You know, well, one of the jobbers like weighed like almost like 102 pounds soaking wet. You know, I could beat this fucking jobber. Jeez. So, it sucked. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. It's just what it was. I wanted it to be over, thankfully. Then we go backstage. We got a final segment with Dean Ambrose and the Doctor. This time the roles are reversed. The Doctor's on the couch laying down, and Dean Ambrose is writing notes. And Dean says that they made a lot of progress right today. And the camera zooms in, and we see the Doctor on the couch, and he's crying about his life, and Ambrose is taking notes. And then Ambrose is like, well, I want you to sign these papers from the WWE, and we'll make sure that you'll get the help that you need. And we all know that they were the evaluation papers. We knew. So Ambrose tells him to hang in there. And once the paper's signed, Ambrose insults the Doctor and he walks off. And then he comes back and says, yes, it is weird that you sit down and pee. Okay. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Most men do sit down and pee when they have to take a dump. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with sitting down and peeing. You know, most men stand up and pee. I really don't care, but I mean, it was just weird to hear that. But Ambrose leaves with the Doctor crying. It was kind of funny, so I give it 5 stars. Alright. After that, let me see how much time I got. Okay. After that, we get a promo from Lana and Alexander Rusev. Rusev smashed on a pussy. Yeah! Yeah, I had to do that. So Lana says that Ryback was supposed to face Rusev tonight, but got fired last week. And they take this moment to thank the Authority for firing him. And Lana thanks Cena for failing to get his job back. Then she says that Americans have to beg for subordinates and beg their mercy, some shit like that. Then she says the USA chants will not help the fans, and as usual she says, shut up! No, I would say loud, but people sleeping. Then she wants them to take a moment to imagine how Ryback feels at home not being able to be there in the arena. Then she bashes his promo from last week. Wow! Shoot there, brother. Then Rusev gets on the mic, and he says that Ryback deserved to be fired. He doesn't deserve to be in the same ring as him. He says the fans don't deserve Ryback as U.S. champion. I thought it was him. I was like, what? Okay, but it was my mind. And he tells Ryback that he has a ticket for him, and he starts bashing him and Cena. He says he would have been in him in the Rumble match and throw out 20 other guys over the top rope. Then we hear the music of Dean Ambrose. He comes out, they start brawling, and then Dean drop kicks Rusev through the ropes. That leads to commercial, but I gave the segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. It was okay. Get the, I guess your main event of the night, Rusev taking on Dean Ambrose. This match was okay. The finish was stupid. You know, Dean was in control, and he hits a running bulldog. Rusev comes back and attacks the bad knee of Dean that was hurt last week in the ambulance match. But Dean comes back, and Rusev goes for the thrust kick. Dean rolls him up for a near fall, hits the slingshot clothesline. He goes up top, hits the elbow drop off the top for a near fall. But then Rusev comes back, and he continues to beat down on Dean's knee, ties him up with the tree of row, and he starts beating up on him. And then the referee, you know, had to call for the bell because his knee was getting beat up. And then Ambrose gets all pissed off after the match, and he's like yelling at the referee, I'm fine. I'll put some Robitussin on it. So the match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. It wasn't anything great. Afterwards, Rusev hits the thrust kick, and then the Russian flag unfurls, and everybody's happy. Vladimir Putin comes out. No. I'm just kidding, but was what it was. All right, then we get to the contract signing. You know what happens here. Seth came out first, then Cena, then Brock, and Heyman then says that he would love to he would love to bring back the Authority. Put all the pieces together, but it was Seth Rollins who did all this. It was his plan all along, and Heyman endorsed the plan, and what was desperately needed by Authority, which was bad for Cena, and was bad for Cena, is good for Lesnar, and what's good for Brock is best for business. So then Seth says it was a great plan, but Heyman's like, I didn't finish. I was like, ooh. He says that Brock has conquered everything in his path and whatever comes before him at the Rumble. And then Seth says Heyman is upset that it turned into a triple threat. And Heyman's like, you're damn right. I'm pissed off. It turned into a triple threat because it could be a double cross for Brock, and he doesn't have to be pinned or tap out to lose the title. And then Seth says that, ooh, you're very deceptive. And then he says he has a ton of accomplishments in his own. He says that Brock can't handle a triple threat. And he starts bashing Heyman for interrupting. So it's getting a little heated between Brock, Seth, and Mr. Heyman, as Cena just looks on like an idiot. And Seth says that he doesn't have the accomplishment that Brock has, but Brock doesn't have the accomplishments that he has, being Mr. Money in the Bank. Building he says he built the Shield, destroyed the Shield. He's Mr. Money in the Bank. He brought back the Authority, beat Cena not once but twice, making sure Ryback, Rowan, and Ziggler didn't have their jobs back. He says at the Rumble it could be Plan A, meaning the contract, or Plan B, being the Money in the Bank briefcase. And he says he's going to walk out the champion. So he signs the contract, and then Brock says, I conquered The Undertaker, Triple H, and even John Cena over here. And he says he's going to conquer Seth next. So Cena says, well, they don't got to get pinned to lose, but they will. And he says that Seth and Brock beat down. He says he's going to kick both their asses at the Rumble, and then Cena signs the contract, then Brock signs it, making it official. Seth says it's a great plan to team up on Seth, but their plans won't go as planned. Cena and Brock's plans won't go as they hoped. And then he starts bashing Cena's plan to get rid of the Authority, and Cena failed. He failed to get rid of Ryback, get Ryback, Ziggler, and Rowan's job back. That was strike 2. He says at the Rumble it's strike 3. So Seth tries to blindside Cena with the briefcase, but Cena moved, and Brock then comes and hits Cena with a German suplex. And Rollins gets one of his own, but it looks like Cena no-sold it. He gets up really quickly, hits Brock with the AA through the table. Yeah, we know the table is going to be involved. And then Triple H and Cena have a stare down on the apron. Cena tries to go after Triple H, but he missed, of course. And then Seth Rollins hit a curb stomp to Cena and to Brock Lesnar. Wow. So, good hype going into the Royal Rumble. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And, we'll see what happens next week in the Go Home show for Monday Night Raw, leading into the Royal Rumble. With Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, and Cena. There, Raw reunion. It's going to be there. Should be an exciting show, I guess. Going to have Hogan, HBK, Scott Hall, other Hall of Famers there. Ric Flair might be there. So it should be an exciting show. Old school Raw, I guess you can call it. Whatever. But, getting close to the Royal Rumble, so we'll see what happens on this. Some more hype going into the Royal Rumble match itself. With Daniel Bryan, Big Show, Roman Reigns. We'll see Roman Reigns cut another boring promo this week. Ugh. So we'll see what happens. So I gave the show 6.5 out of 10 stars. It was decent at best. It was like in the middle. Like down the middle, like Bill Alfonso. So I gave it 6.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think of the show. Leave a comment or a video response down below. Send any questions about the show, questions about the Royal Rumble. Put it down below, or you can inbox me on dmetalgod669, or direct message me on Twitter at Gilmore Inc. Link down below in the gobbledygook. You know where it is. So that's basically it. So that's it for me. So Raw gets 6.5 out of 10 stars. Thank you all for watching this video. Share this video on Google+, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, everywhere else on the internet. Give this video a like, dislike, I really don't give a fuck. And that's basically it. So Thank you all for watching. Peter Gilmore signing off. I'm going to bed, so got work tomorrow. So be safe, everybody. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.